Hey everybody, this is Billy at Bakersfield Tough, and we're here at Impax Automation. We're with Tim, and you guys are in the next issue of Bakersfield Tough, and we're going to show a cool machine that you guys are working on here. And real quick before we get into this, because it's so cool what we're going to get into, what do you guys actually do here? Because it's pretty complex actually.
So basically, in a nutshell, we design and build custom equipment. It's all basically made to order. It's very automated, so lots of PLC control, lots of programming, lots of part design and manufacturing. All of it is done in-house. We do our own cutting, all of our own design in SolidWorks, and we generate all of our own drawings.
Yeah, you guys are doing stuff for oil and ag and all that, everything?
All across the board, we build
anything and everything,
right?
And
lots of engineering, so you know, plenty of engineering goes into all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's very heavily into the design and automation.
Okay, so let's take a look here. Like, this is where it starts, right? We're here. Here's your office and stuff, and you guys actually have programs. What programs do you guys use to do this?
So this is all SolidWorks. So everything that we design down to every last little nut and bolt, every hole size, everything is done in SolidWorks.
Right.
We get everything on a model level, so we can see 3D views of what this thing's going to look like, so we know that it works when we go to cut the parts.
Yeah.
And then we bring it right down into the manufacturing phase.
I'm looking at this bracket, and this looks like something you'd buy at like Home Depot, but you can't go down to Home Depot and buy this bracket.
No,
You're making this stuff,
I wish we could go to Home Depot and buy this.
Yeah.
But no, this stuff is all done in-house. I mean, we have to know this stuff fits, and you know, this you'll see out there. This is some pretty custom stuff. So
yeah,
it just it has to be done in software like this in order for it to even work.
I love it. Can we go out there and take a look?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, come on, I'll follow you. Okay, now we're out here, right? And when I came in here, I was like, man, this looks like Star Wars. What's going on in here? Because it's some pretty sophisticated pieces of machinery. These aren't small things. These are huge things. And yeah, what are these that we're looking at here?
So these are this is automated equipment, machinery for it goes in a cotton gin. It does a lot of bale handling, processing, weighing, tagging, and it basically takes a process that was once very manual and turns it into something that's very automated.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. You guys are building everything here, right? I mean, this is not, you guys aren't ordering parts. This is not like a kit that comes up and you put it together. You guys are making all this stuff.
No, we make everything down to the enclosure for the controls. I mean, you know, normally you go and you buy something, you know, out of a catalog to put your control panel in, but we didn't like the way it fit onto the machinery, and it just had a kind of an after, you know, no thought given look to it. So we actually manufactured our own, so that it looked like it fit into the machine, so we could put our controls in there.
Yeah. Now this thing has a ton of servo, I would imagine, all kinds of mechanisms on it, right?
Sure.
Every one of those has to have some kind of brain to operate it, right? Tell it to go up, down, whatever, at this speed or whatever. And that's where this all comes in, right?
This is all PLC controlled. This is all, you know, state-of-the-art industry standard, you know, Allen Bradley, Rockwell automation, primarily, you know, on the motion control side. We do a lot of process control for oil and gas, but this would be considered motion control, what we're doing here. So these are servo drives, AC motor drives for VFDs, and then we've got a whole other, you know, series of panels that are doing all the pneumatic controls.
Okay, let's walk over here a little bit more. We can kind of take a look. So let's see how this, can you show us kind of like a ballpark how this thing would work? I mean, where does what go in, and like how does that work?
So, you know, your bale would come in and it would get
comes in over here.
It would come in over here. It would get pushed through the system with this big pusher arm, and it would get weighed and tagged. And
so, at the end of the product, I mean, is it a package that you're getting? I mean, what do you get at the end?
At the end, you get a bale that's a bale of cotton that's got a bag over it. It's been sealed. It's been weighed. It's got a sample pulled from it, and the sample goes to the USDA so that they're able to grade the cotton.
Wow.
It's all done by hand now. It's hard work. It's hard to find that seasonal type work. It goes very quick. They operate these gins 24 hours a day.
Wow.
For 6 weeks at a time, and they cannot shut down.
Well, I would say too that it's very important that these things have to work, right? I mean, that's the thing. You're building them, and there's not a lot. I mean, I would imagine there's not like a ton of them out there. So, but when they leave here, they have to be right? They cannot not work.
If you have a gin shut down, it's not like any other places that we've ever been. If you have a gin shut down for 30 minutes, somebody is extremely mad. So even that little of a shutdown is something that they just won't tolerate.
Yeah. Very cool. And so let me kind of walk through here. And now this will all, when it's all done, I would imagine, is this all sealed when it'll be done? I see some mounts.
Yeah, you'd have, this whole thing would have, you know, all these holes on it would have a skin over it.
Right.
And then, you know, many of these areas have access to put doors and windows that you can get in and service and
There's another look. Now, is this the same machine over here?
Yeah, same
How many
thing.
of these have you made?
This is the 4th and the 5th one that we've done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a big demand for, I mean, are you guys getting more and more people asking about them?
There's a lot of gins in the U.S.
Right. And one thing that I thought was really cool is you guys actually you guys will do like prototype testing on stuff, right? To see how mechanisms work before you actually put them on the machines, right? I mean, that's part, you see Mythbusters and things like that. You guys are kind of like real life Mythbusters. I mean, you guys really make sure everything really works.
Right.
It's not
we
like
do a lot of testing,
a lot of testing.
prototype stuff. You know, each of these, even building these machines, you know, 4, 5, and 6 times, you're still learning. You're still getting better at what you do.
Yeah. Okay, so over here, man, here we go. We talk about Star Wars, man. This looks like plans of the Death Star. So I mean, now you did all this here?
Yeah.
This is all done in house.
It's all done in house.
No way. So all this stuff has to be I mean, everything is figured out here, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, we just
incredible
can't
amount of
afford
work.
to we can't afford to come out here and cut parts and make mistakes.
Right,
When
so-
you're on a timeline, we just have to have it right.
right. So before you start cutting anything, I mean, everything's in place. There is no like, oh, try to cut this, see if it works, or it's just.
We do very, very little rework, you know, especially when this machine's progressed quite a bit. But you know,
Right.
from a prototype, we do very little rework because it's all done. It's all designed prior to cut.
It's amazing. So because you guys are designing everything here, how does it feel when you actually see something you've designed actually working? I mean, that's got to feel pretty good.
I mean, sometimes you send some stuff out there and you just think, you know, you put a bunch of sweat into it and you just think there's no way this thing's going to work, you know, because you're just too close to the problem.
Yeah.
But seeing your piece of equipment work, knowing that you built it from the ground up, that it doesn't really exist in the industry, and then watching it work over and over and over again, and watching guys beat it up, and having it work, not break, it's pretty fulfilling.
Right.
It's what we really love to do.
Right, and your partner Anton, you guys feed off each other? I mean, I would imagine, because you guys are both pretty talented guys. I mean, do you see stuff he does, or does he? You know what I mean? You guys
all
go,
the time.
wow,
I mean,
dude, awesome job figuring that out.
It's a great partnership because we work so well together over the last. I mean, I've known Anton for almost 20 years, and we're always solving problems together. He's probably the most creative guy I've ever met, so it's easy working with him. He comes up with great ideas. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even contributing anything, but you know, for the most part, it's just a great relationship. And you know, most of the equipment that you see in here is really you know, his brains that are put to work, and I get to come in and kind of, you know, play the devil's advocate every once in a while.
That's awesome. Very cool. I can't wait. Of course, you guys are in the next issue of Bakersfield Tough. You'll be able to read all about this stuff, and just fascinating stuff. A lot of cool people putting together, you know, pieces of equipment like this around town, and that kind of make everything work. And it's just really cool, man. I love it.
Appreciate it.
All right, hey, thanks. This is Tim. This is Billy. This is Bakersfield Tough.